Hello, everyone. Luis Concepcion here from Strategic Profit Line Trading, coming to you with the plan of the week for week number 19. Here's our agenda for the week. I'll go ahead and cover the news, provide a market overview of the four indices, and while earnings season is dwindling down, we still have 695 companies reporting this week, so I'll do my best to provide you with opportunities for the week. Here's our results for week 18. Provided 24 zones, went 3-0 this week, no entry on 20, and we have one in progress. Here's the earnings outlook for this week. Again, a lot of companies that are reporting this week are under $20. And you know that here at Strategic Profit Line Trading, we try to stay away from those companies due to their volatility and lack of movement. So I did my best to give you opportunities that I think would hit this week. I went ahead and I updated what worked this week. We had CEG, AMD, and Carvana, bringing our total on the year to 32 and 4. Moving into our news, as you can see on Monday, we don't have anything affecting the U.S. markets throughout the day. However, for those of you trading futures and Forex, the British pound will be affected in the evening. And just be mindful that you may want to stay away from the British pound as it'll be affected throughout the duration of the week. Moving on to Tuesday, you can see that pre-market, we have CPI reports, so that can cause some volatility at the open of the market. So be mindful of that. British pound being affected at 8 o'clock, and then you have the Australian dollar being affected in the evening. Moving on to Wednesday, you can see that nothing is impacting the U.S. market, so it should be a fairly non-volatile day for the U.S. However, in the evening, once again, the Australian dollar and the British pound will be affected. Then, moving on to Thursday, which is a very interesting day for news for the U.S. Be mindful, we have PPI reports, retail sales, and unemployment claims all at pre-market at 5:30. But this is what's interesting. Powell is speaking pre-market, which is unusual for him. So that may cause some volatility in the market. So just be mindful of that. And once again, that is happening Thursday pre-market. Then finishing the week with Friday, we have consumer sentiment and inflation expectations. And that is going to be 30 minutes post the market. So be mindful of that. Getting into the charts for the week and starting with the SPX, as you can see, this level is holding. We continue to bump ahead this level. I've extended it and moved it higher as this whole region was what we've been utilizing as supply. We have retraced half of the loss of the beginning of the year, the 21%. We are at a critical point here. With that being said, the supply zone I have for you is at 5693.33 to 5789.26 with additional supply above. So I think reaching all-time highs again this year is going to be a stretch. On the demand side, first level I have for you is 5394.14 to 5351.33, and a subsequent level here at 5235.06 to 5101. Moving on to the NASDAQ. So for the NASDAQ, you can see we are, it's a little stronger. It's a little higher than the S&P 500. So if the NASDAQ can break this level, 222.09 to 2312.08, we can see and continue higher. So the NASDAQ is a little bit stronger than the S&P. However, they are in the same area in relationship to the charts. On the demand side, 18,879, 18 to 18,606 and a quarter. And that's going to do it for the NASDAQ. Moving on to the Dow Jones or the DIA. The DIA is catching up, but it's still in trail as the NASDAQ and the S&P are roughly up in this area. With that being said, this supply level is still holding. It's 416 and a quarter to 428. On the demand side, you got 388.83 to 378.24. Then moving to the almighty rut, who's always moving sideways. As you can see, the rut is in trail. And not sure if it's going to catch up this week to the other indices. However, the first supply level I have for you is 2133.34 to 2203.35. And then on the demand side, 1891.59 to 1821.21. Now, moving into the earnings for the week, starting with Monday, we have Monday Company, ticker symbol MNDY. On the demand side, 145.87 to 122.35. And on the supply side, 327.92 to 448.47. Next company I have for you is Fox, ticker symbol FOXA. And this is 21st Century Fox. On the demand side, 42.87 to 41.09. And on the supply side, 56.82 to 58.69. Moving on to Tuesday, the next company I have for you is C, ticker symbol SE. On the demand side, 96.81 to 91.93. And on the supply side, 201.50 to 230.58. Next company I have for you is Landstar, ticker symbol LSTR. And on the demand side, 106.37 to 93.16. And I don't have supply for you because it's so far away. Moving on to Tuesday after market. Next company I have for you is New, ticker symbol NU. Just be mindful that both of these levels have worked already. But these other levels that have maintained it, that demand zone is going to be 948 to 848. And on the supply side, 13.94 to 14.53. Next company I have for you is Alexis, ticker symbol EXEL. On the demand side, 29.51 to 27.85, and no supply for this company. Moving on to Wednesday afternoon, I have Cisco. On the demand side, be mindful that this level, you can see we've gone all the way deep into it. It may hold again. However, this is maybe aggressive. With that being said, that demand zone is 53.30 to 51.96, and I have a subsequent level for you at 42.27 to 41.20. On the supply side, not the greatest. However, it's the closest one we have. It's 62.69 to 65.43 for supply, and then a subsequent level at 74.70 to 77.25. Last company I have for you for Wednesday is Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box is in a demand zone, pretty big zone, pretty much 29.45 to 16.69. So with a high degree of probability, I think that Jack in the Box will go up or have little to no movement. We will not know until obviously earnings and what the expected move is. However, supply is all the way at 59.21 to 60.82. Moving on to Thursday morning, more of a common company that we can trade here. It's Walmart. We got a demand zone at 77.31 to 75.62. And then on the supply side, 103.47 to 105.55. Next, we have Alibaba also reporting in the morning. Again, these levels both have worked, so be mindful of that, but it's what's contained Alibaba. Demand level I have for you is 102.86 to 95.61. In the event of an overshoot, we have the 85.82 to 77.89. And then we have a massive supply zone here at 138.05 to 182.27. I had John Deere for you, but the levels are so far away that I don't think we'll get there. However, I'll show you. There is no supply in John Deere. The first demand level I have for you is 380.89 to 370.39. Moving on to NICE, ticker symbol NICE. On the demand side, 128.93 to 110.75. On the supply side, 186.17 to 193.73. Next company I have for you is Knights, ticker symbol NTES. On the demand side, 71.25 to 66.46. On the supply side, 123.71 to 134.37. Moving on to Thursday after market, we have AMAT. On the demand side, 117.45 to 108.51. On the supply side, 239.87 to 249.06. Next company I have for you is Cava, ticker symbol CAVA. On the demand side, 62.16 to 58.19. On the supply side, 128.14 to 135.06. The last company I have for you is Take Two Interactive, and that ticker symbol is TTWO. No supply. First demand level I have for you is 184.45 to 176.60. That's gonna do it for me with this week in the charts. If you're not doing so already, feel free to follow me on social media as I post trades from time to time and updates. Also, check out my blog. If you have any questions or want to learn more, feel free to email me. If you want to see when my upcoming classes are, or if you want to join our WhatsApp group, feel free to check out the website or want to join our weekly email list. Feel free to contact me. Till next time, happy trading.